I am going live now on YouTube. We got Facebook here and Instagram. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. Sorry that you have my laptop corner. I didn't see that. So today I want to talk about my $60,000 castle experience. Last week, maybe you saw my post. It was very epic and cool, and I was sharing a lot. It was like made for content. I spent 3 days at a castle in North Carolina, and it's part of this $60,000 mastermind program that I'm in. So if you're new to who I am, hello, I'm Melanie Suber. I run a global real estate team that gave me financial freedom my first year. I have become top 90 at eXp Realty out of about 90,000 realtors. And I'm super passionate about marketing, scaling businesses. This $60,000 mastermind that I joined has been a huge growth catalyst for me, and I want to share my biggest takeaways so that hopefully you can learn just as much without having to pay the whole $60,000. So if you're tuning in, drop a hey so I know that you're here. Thank you so much. If you have noticed, one of my goals for this quarter is going live every single Monday on, like I said, I got YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram right here. Hey, James, thanks for tuning in. I missed last Monday because I was at the castle. So I wanted to make up for that by sharing what I learned. Hey, Rose, great to see you. So this mastermind program was for all sorts of entrepreneurs, really, that are just trying to grow their business and have a bigger impact. And the biggest three things, I'm going to talk about the three things that I've learned. The biggest thing is really the importance of a brand. And that's something that this guy, his name is Rudy Mawer. I've been in his program for about 4 months now. He really talks about it a lot. He's the guy in the crazy red, if you've seen me post him. And yes, he did inspire the crown. Maybe you've seen me. I will be wearing this a lot more from now on because he brought up such a great point. And think about, for example, Rihanna. If you saw her halftime performance, drop a crown in the comments. She has $1 billion makeup company because she was a celebrity. People knew who she was. And then when she said, hey, I'm making this makeup company, a ton of people wanted to buy it. Same with the Kardashians. I don't actually know really what their businesses are, but something like that. They have makeup, they have clothing. If you are famous, how many celebrities open restaurants that are wildly successful, even though statistically speaking, opening a restaurant is one of the hardest business models to crack. But because they have the fame, because they have that credibility with their audience already, because they have that brand, people flock to their restaurant. Even if the food isn't that good, they don't care because they're like, oh, that's Mark Wahlberg's burger shop or whatever, So all the time, celebrities will come out with perfumes, with liquor. The Rock just came out with the tequila. Immediately, it sold tons and tons of tequila because people recognized his brand and his image, and that's from him being a celebrity. Well, especially in real estate, I know I have a lot of real estate agents on here. Your business is your brand. There are millions of realtors in the world. What makes you different to sell 123 Main Street or whatever this house is compared to your colleague at your brokerage or your neighbor down the street who also has their real estate license? The difference is you. The difference is what you can bring to the table as that real estate agent, as that business owner. And that is your brand. How you build that, how you convey that to your audience is how you stand out and how you get called for that listing instead of them calling your neighbor who has a real estate license or your colleague at your brokerage. So the more that you can put into your brand, the more calls that you will get for those listings. Now, this makes sense. And I have been working to build my brand since I got my real estate license a couple years ago. You can see with the crown back here, I have stickers on my water bottle, everything, my water bottle is gold. I try to keep everything pretty on brand. My nails are even my brand. But the more that you can do it, the faster it will grow, the more impact it will have on the marketplace, the more calls that you'll get, the more money you'll make, the more money you'll be able to put into your brand, and on and on and on. So I think before joining this program, I kind of thought about branding as like a cherry on top, and it has really helped me reframe my mindset as it being really the foundation of who you are. Because also, let's say I want to someday stop doing real estate and open a restaurant, or stop doing real estate and open a marketing agency, or stop doing real estate and open whatever. My brand, if I carry that with me, I will carry the reputation that I have and the trust that I already have among people and the connection that I've spent years building with people, maybe like people like you, if you're following me online. it carries over. So I think like for years, I rolled my eyes at a personal brand because I wanted to keep my life separate. I actually hated social media. Maybe you've heard my story about how I used to travel all around the world and I never posted anything on social media because I hated social media. I thought it was dumb. But then I realized that it really is an asset and your personal brand really follows you everywhere you go. So I mean, that's a perfect example. When I was running my marketing agency, had I built a personal brand, by the time I moved into real estate, it would have been an easier transition because I would have had people who already knew me and knew that I was good at marketing. And then they could be like, oh, well, marketing is a lot of real estate, so I trust her. But I hadn't been building my personal brand. So I just transitioned and then I kind of had to start from scratch. So for those just tuning in, hey, thank you so much. Drop a little emoji so I know that you're watching. I'm recapping the 3 biggest takeaways I had from the last 3 days that I spent at this $1 million castle. I spent $60,000 to be there. And the first one is the importance of a brand and building a brand. So yeah, like I said, the crown is going to be hanging out a lot more on my head, a lot, trying to be more intentional about the branding and the royalty thing and bringing it out more and doing what I can to stand out and establish my brand, because that's a good lead into number 2. A really surprising takeaway that I had was just observing the people around me. One of the sessions that we had was literally about how your business can change the world and how thinking small in your business is you're actually hurting the people that you're trying to help. Now, I know a lot of people, maybe even you guys watching this, are rolling your eyes. Oh my God, they spent $60,000 on a mastermind. That's crazy. Some of the people that were there for the 3 days had spent $120,000. So we were actually on the lower end of investments to be there at that castle. It's a lot of money. The businesses were quite big. And even a friend of mine had texted me and was like, I'm curious to hear about the kind of people that you're meeting there. That was quite a big investment. And it was kind of said with like this judgment and it like, oh, who are these people that are spending all this money? And I know there's a big misconception. I believe it's a misconception. I'll address that now, about business and entrepreneurship. And, oh, you know, some CEOs underpay their employees and they don't appreciate them. And there's, you know, newspaper stories about that. I'm not naming any names, but some companies are infamous for mistreating their employees and for not paying them. And, oh, the CEO makes $30 million a year, but their staff are broke and all of that stuff. But spending these 3 days at the castle, both with the company that I was part of. So he brought 20 of his staff, Rudy, and he brought about 20 of us. Hi, Jamie. Thanks. Glad you're enjoying it. So there was 20 staff and 20 of us, and both observing his staff and just how happy they all were to be there and how helpful they were. Like you could tell they were just happy to be hanging out with us and adding value and coaching us. You know, they had a lot of the coaches there, just basically like informally coaching us on our business when we had questions, but they were all so happy and they were all so grateful to Rudy for being at his company. And that has been a huge mindset shift for me to see how if you're building your business with the right sort of mindset for leadership, your staff will be grateful and excited, not only to be employed by you and have that job, but also to help whoever you're helping. And so this second point is really that business at its core is solving problems. Let's say Starbucks is solving my problem of I need caffeine, or I need a tasty beverage, or I need a snack. Whatever that problem is, they have it. And on the days that I don't have that problem, or I don't want caffeine, or I don't want a tasty treat, or I don't want whatever, then I'm not buying money from them. So by definition, by me giving them money, I am telling them I have a problem and you are solving it. And so I think when you take that mindset, for example, in real estate, people who have the problem of I'm trying to sell my house, or I'm trying to buy a house, or I'm trying to buy an investment property, if they didn't have that problem, you couldn't be solving it. So I talk to realtors all the time and they have this mindset that's like, I don't want to post about my business. I don't want to promote myself. I don't want to ask people if they're, looking for a realtor. And I get that. I used to be that way too. But if you think about it as you're a solution to them, you're helping them. Starbucks, when Starbucks emails me and is like, hey, we're having double stars or whatever, I'm not like, how dare you email me. If I don't want coffee that day, I'm like, cool. And I delete the email. If I do want coffee that day, I'm like, cool. Now I get extra bonus points for it, or whatever their rewards program is. So don't think that you're wrong or bad for wanting to grow your business, for wanting to have more clients, for wanting to have more money even. Because also something that we talked about a lot at this mastermind was money is how we solve problems. I want to build a huge business so that I can invest that money into other businesses that help more people and solve more problems. And down the line, Jordan and I want to build cities and libraries and hospitals and all of these things that really help the world become a better place. But what you need to build buildings is money. And the way to make a lot of money is to have a big business and help a lot of people along the way. So it was really, really cool for me to just meet all of the people there. Like, we did this exercise. Hey, Aunt Shelly. We did this exercise where Rudy was like, tell us about your vision for the company. And then he challenged us to all think even bigger. And he kind of, not in this way, but how I interpreted it, kind of called us out for, if I want $1 million company, let's just use round numbers, which then helps 100, I have 100 customers, whatever that math works out to be. If that's what my vision is, then I'm only helping 100 people. Whereas if I want a $10 million business, then I would be helping 1,000 people, And again, businesses solve problems. That's why we go to them. I go to Target because I have a problem that I don't have milk, or I don't have Band-Aids, or whatever you go for Target for. And then they solve other problems because you buy a lot of other things while you're at Target. So the bigger that you can think and the more ambitious you can be with your business, the more impactful you'll actually be on the world. And he had the slide up and it said, thinking bigger is how we change the world, or something like that. And that really stuck with me because, again, I know that spending $60,000 on a mastermind is a crazy amount of money, and other people were spending $100,000 or $120,000 to be at the same castle. People in the world tend to have a very negative opinion about capitalism and entrepreneurship and businesses, and spending this week, I keep saying it was weekend, but it was Sunday through Tuesday, these 3 days with these other entrepreneurs, and everyone, you asked them what their root goal was, and no one was actually talking about the money. Everyone was saying, their vision about, there was like an SAT tutor there, and he just wanted to help high school kids have more confidence. And he thought that he could teach them that through studying for the SAT, but then they would take those skills with them into college and into the workplace and into their adult life, and how to, have self-esteem and all of those things. So at the core, almost every entrepreneur that was there, they just really wanted to make a difference in the world, help people, whether it was through SAT tutoring or real estate investing. There was even a couple there, and their business was just showing people how powerful they were. And their mission is that they want to elevate human consciousness and truly show people that life can be as great as we want it to be. And so just a lot of the heart in it was very impactful to me. And it made me very proud to be an entrepreneur. And it made me think bigger, which was the point of the exercise. And I really wanted to share that message again, because I know that most people have those doubts. And if you're watching this, if you're a real estate agent or if you're an entrepreneur in any way, so often I hear people who don't want to promote themselves, who don't want to dream big. They think that the more money they make, they're being selfish. And how could I work with 20 clients when my friend is a realtor and only working with 5? And, I think the more that you can help people, the more you grow your business, the more you can help people. And even that goes back to the first point, which people that are just tuning in, my first point was the importance of branding and how that can really help you grow your business, which then helps you help more people, helps you make a bigger impact on the world. And, it's all this upward spiral for everyone. So first point from my $60,000 castle experience was the importance of having a brand and why you need to grow a brand. And the second one is just this money mindset, not about earning money, but about the importance of having a big business and helping more people and solving more problems. And for those tuning in, if you're new, hey, Travis, yes, the more you have, the more you can give. Absolutely. I think that our money mindset in the world right now is so backwards. A lot of people think that the more I make, the less you have. And that is wrong. And I think it holds a lot of people back, and I think it stops us from helping each other. So it was very cool to see it in live action. I was just saying, if you guys are new to me and you're just tuning in, I'm Melanie. Hi, I run a global real estate team at eXp Realty. And I was just at a 3-day event at a castle that I spent $60,000 to be at. And I'm sharing my 3 biggest takeaways. The third biggest takeaway is how important it is to get yourself in those rooms. Now, I have watched a ton of YouTube videos and read a lot of books from other entrepreneurs, and they say, you should be the dumbest person in the room. You should be the dumbest person and the poorest person, because that's how you grow, by being in rooms where everyone is smarter than you and more successful than you and more fill in the blank than you. And I agree with this completely. And sometimes it's hard to get in those rooms if it's free. Now, I'm not saying you need to invest $60,000 because that's a huge investment. And this was not our first investment. We baby stepped up to investment. My very first investment in myself was a $19 copywriting course that I bought online to teach myself how to do copywriting so that I could run my marketing agency, which then led me to real estate. And here we are now. So it's not like I went from $0 to $60,000. Absolutely, you need to make sure that it's in your budget. But I've been a part of other mastermind groups, and it's so valuable to be around people where you can see it, you can feel the energy that they already have what you want. I cannot tell you. So we have a private Facebook group for this program that I'm in. And every single day, people are posting their wins. This morning, we were on a Zoom call, and someone said, our revenue grew like 350% from April of last year just by being in this program. 350%. It went from like $43,000 a month to $350,000 a month. It's a chocolate brand. So seeing those stories is so inspiring because a lot of life comes down to beliefs. And this is going to be a little bit of tangent, but if you grow up where all of your peers are working 9-to-5 jobs for minimum wage and they hate their job and they hate their spouse and they hate their house and they hate everything about their life, you will feel like that is how the world is. And when you put yourself in other rooms that maybe people are not making minimum wage even, you can be like, oh my God, it's possible to make $70,000 a year. And then it's possible to make $1 million a year. So if you can be around people that you can see what's real. One of my favorite mantras or whatever beliefs that I have is if it's possible for them, it's possible for me too. I use this a lot when I was single and I was trying to find Jordan because I had very unhealthy beliefs about love and romance. But every time I saw a power couple that worked together, I just said, if they can have it, I can have it too. I haven't found my person yet, but if it's possible for them, like they're not so special and so different that only they are allowed to have a happy, marriage. So see, it's the same for business and being around these people that are making $1 million a month and donating so much to the charities that they care about and opening nonprofits and having cool businesses. Even honestly, just spending 3 days at the castle. This may be surprising, but Jordan and I really like castles and we want to buy one. And then we were thinking, oh, maybe we can have an event like this when we buy a castle, or what should we do? Should we Airbnb it out? Should we live there with our family? It became so much more real spending 3 days at that castle than just us watching YouTube videos about castles, which we also do a lot. But one of them is just, oh, that's a castle that I'm watching a video of. The other is, oh my God, I'm spending time at a castle. I am talking to the owner of the castle. I'm asking him why he bought this castle and how he finances it and what he does, how he divides the time. He does Airbnb it out. And he also wants to have it as a wedding venue, which I think is really smart because it's a beautiful, huge, piece of land, and wedding venues are crazy, crazy expensive. So my point is it's very different talking to him in real time while I'm at the castle that I'm talking to him about versus just like doing research online about castles that I want to buy. So this is true for everything, not only the business side of it, the lifestyle side of it, anything that you want to achieve in your life. Sorry, I'm getting a call. I hope you can't hear that vibrating. If you can get around people that already have that success, you will get there so much faster because you will see what it's like to have that success. You will be able to watch, like I said, when I was talking about the second point about the money mindset and capitalism being evil, it's also very inspiring for me to see how happy Rudy's staff are, because I want to create a culture like that at my business one day. I would love to have 20 staff members that are like, oh my God, the royal life. I just want to support Melanie and Jordan's vision and be there for them. So I didn't know that was possible until I went to Rudy's last event actually and saw his staff and saw them being so excited and enthusiastic about his vision. So there are things that you don't even know are possible until you get yourself in these rooms, surround yourself with people that already have what you want. And even better is if you can surround yourself with people that already have what you want, that are willing to coach you specifically on the thing. The reason we bought Rudy's program for him, we've come across tons and tons of other programs that people have pitched us on to join, and I've always said no. But the reason we joined Rudy is because he's someone that I truly admire as a person. I see the business that he has, I see the impact that he has, and that is something that I would like to build. So if I can learn from anyone, I want to learn from the person that I would be most excited about switching places with. So, quick recap before we wrap up. My 3 biggest takeaways from spending $60,000 to spend 3 days at a castle. The first thing is that branding is everything, and it's definitely worth doubling down on. If you're not branding yourself, you are missing out, and your personal brand is one of the biggest assets that you can build for yourself. The second thing is that business is just solving problems for people, and thinking small is only a disservice to the people that you care about. So dream bigger, help more people, and create something that makes a big lasting impact on this world. And the third thing is get in rooms where you are the dumbest and the poorest and the fill in the blankest person there, because it will inspire you more than you even realize. It will just create so many new beliefs in you. And if you can pay someone to have you teach something that you want to be, you'll get there even faster, because they will be able to give you the exact roadmap and tell you, take a left here, take a right here. Oh, you've gone too far, turn around, instead of just having to guess or figure it out on your own. So sorry that I missed last Monday's live. Hope this made up for it. It was an amazing event. If you want to hear more about Rudy's programs, there are many cheaper ones. 60,000 is not the entry level one, so I'd be happy to share. It's an incredible program. Very, very fortunate to be inside of it. And thank you all for tuning in. I'll be back next Monday going live. And in the meantime, remember, you are all kings and queens, and abundance is your birthright. I'll see you at the top.